Monday, September 23rd. This is PSN News. Tonight we'll bring you more details on a State College family suing the State College Police Department, as well as updates on the Justin Trudeau scandal.
We also have more on the increase of Penn State President Eric Barron's salary, as well as the Trump administration's potential ban of e-cigarettes. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Alyshia Hercules.
And I'm Lacher.
The family of a mentally ill man killed by State College police are now preparing to sue the department in a wrongful death case. 29-year-old Osaze Osagi was killed in March after 3 State College police officers attempted to serve him with a mental health warrant at the Osagi residence. Osagi, who was previously diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and anxiety disorder, approached officers with a knife, ignoring verbal commands to drop the weapon. Officers then opening fire on him. The incident is the only death involving a State College police officer in the history of the department. Andrew Seeley Jr., the Osagi family lawyer, said that, quote, Osaze would still be alive if the police followed standard procedures for handling mental health emergencies.
People of all ages and backgrounds gathered on Old Main Lawn Friday afternoon to take place in the global climate strike movement. Many protesters were local teenagers and Penn State students who said that they missed class in order to participate in the historic worldwide protest. The Penn State community joined activists in over 150 countries who demonstrated last week ahead of the United Nations Climate Summit. The quote, climate warriors say they are demanding such action as developing sustainable agriculture, protecting endangered species, and adopting a Green New Deal. The United Nations Climate Summit started today in New York City and will last through the weekend.
The resentencing hearing for former Penn State assistant coach Jerry Sandusky has been postponed. The resentencing was originally scheduled for today, September 23rd, at the Center County Courthouse in Bellefonte, but the judge for the trial has postponed it, as of now not giving a specific reason or even a new date. Sandusky's lawyer has been requesting a new trial since his client's sentencing in 2012 on 45 counts of child molestation, and while a new trial has been denied, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court granted a resentencing earlier this year. The now 75-year-old Sandusky is currently serving his sentence of 30 to 60 years in prison, his earliest possible release date being October 2042.
Penn State President Eric Barron is getting a raise. The university's Board of Trustees voted unanimously to increase his salary 2.5% to just over $1 million per year. Increases in Barron's salary will be considered every year until 2022, when he will receive an $800,000 quote completion payment. In 2018, Barron was the 3rd highest paid public university president in the country.
Stay tuned, because after the break, Tusha Pham will bring you the latest in entertainment news.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Tusha Pham with your entertainment update. This past weekend, famous rapper Ty Dolla $ign performed with special guest DJ Chevy in a free concert on the Hub lawn. Crowds of students gathered outside to enjoy a Saturday night of great music and to hang out with friends. A few tracks included Wavy, Saved, and You and Your Friends. The event was organized by the Student Program Association and Moving On as a way to start off the semester. And if you didn't get a chance to see Ty, you're in luck. The Chainsmokers will be coming to the Bryce Jordan Center this Sunday. Although admission is not free, they won't let you down, and you'll definitely get your money's worth with their boomin' set. Listen up, Broadway junkies. The Book of Mormon is coming to Penn State, and I don't know about you, but we couldn't be more excited. If you're a lover of singing, dancing, and all things Broadway, you don't want to miss out. The award-winning comedy musical will be presented at the Eisenhower Auditorium for a total of 7 performances from October 8th through 12th at 7 p.m. and October 12th through 13th at 2 p.m. Tickets are currently on sale, and I got a feeling that you could be feeling a whole lot better if you picked up yours today. Last night was the 71st Primetime Emmy Awards, and what a night for television it was. The night was full of stars and surprises. Among the winners was Game of Thrones with 32 nominations, taking home the prize for Best Drama. By the end of the night, the drama series took home 12 Emmys, while Amazon's Fleabag won for Outstanding Comedy Series. Phoebe Waller-Bridge went home incredibly decorated, winning 3 on the night. Another major highlight of the night included Billy Porter, the first openly gay black man to win for Outstanding Lead in the drama series Pose. The Emmys never fail to make history. That's your entertainment update. Stay tuned because after the break, Brad Strasser has the latest in sports.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Brad Strasser with your sports update. Penn State football's bye week played to their benefit this weekend as many teams ranked above them in the AP poll lost during an upset-heavy Week 4. Teams such as Notre Dame, Michigan, and Utah, who were all ranked above the Nittany Lions, lost and shook up the rankings heading into Week 5. The Nittany Lions moved from number 13 in the nation to 12 in the updated poll. This continues the streak of 45 consecutive weeks ranked in the top 25 teams. The Nittany Lions are back to work this week, preparing to start their Big Ten Conference play on Friday as they travel to play the University of Maryland on Friday night. The Penn State men's soccer team continued their winning ways after picking up a big win against conference rival Ohio State in overtime on Saturday. The Nittany Lions had to play a solid defense throughout the game, giving the Buckeyes the majority of possession throughout the matchup. The game eventually headed to overtime, and a great pass from Seth Kuhn to freshman Liam Butts would end the tight bout and give Penn State the win. The game winner was the freshman's first career goal. The Nittany Lions have not lost a game since their season opener back on August 13th. Former Pittsburgh Steeler, former Oakland Raider, and now former New England Patriot, Antonio Brown was officially released by the reigning Super Bowl champ Patriots over the weekend following sexual assault claims against the former star wideout. Brown was not happy about it, and while at first thanking the organization for the opportunity, eventually taking to Twitter on Sunday to vent his frustration with team owners and the league, as well as calling out former teammate Ben Roethlisberger and sportscaster Shannon Sharpe. Brown also announced on Twitter that he would no longer be playing in the NFL and hoped that the Players Union would find a way to make sure players could not lose their guaranteed money. After being released, Brown was signed by the Oakland Raiders in March after leaving Pittsburgh as a free agent, before subsequently being released before the season and picked up by the Patriots. The NFL is currently investigating Brown after multiple women filed claims of indecent assault against him. Many question now if Brown, who at the top of his game was considered by some to be the best in the league, will ever play again. That was your sports update. Stay tuned because after the break, we'll bring you an exclusive interview with the news producer of our very own PSN News.
Hello, I'm Brandon DeWolf, and welcome back to PSN News. Tonight, we have Michael Sneff, the news producer for PSN News this year. He's here with us tonight to talk about PSN News and what we do as an organization. Thanks for coming to talk with me, Mike.
Yeah, of course, man. Great to be here. I mean, I'm always here, but it works out well that, back on camera, so it's good stuff.
So, the first thing I want to ask you is, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved here at PSN News and during your time here at Penn State?
Cool. So my name is Michael Sneff. I am a senior here at the Donald P. Belisario College of Communications here at Penn State. I'm a digital print journalism major with a minor in political science. I'm involved in a lot of organizations here on campus, obviously here at PSN News. I'm also involved with Com Radio News. I'm a news correspondent and anchor over there. I'm also a news candidate for the Daily Collegian here at Penn State, and I also am on the exec board of the Belisario College Student Council. So I'm a fifth generation Penn Stater. I love the school. I love everything about this, and I just love the opportunities that Penn State gives us. So I just love being here at Penn State. This last spring, I had an internship at the Center Daily Times here at State College, and I got to write a lot of interesting stories, basically about when Donald Trump Jr. came to town. I got to interview Tom Wolfe, a lot of businesses opening up in State College. It's been a really, really wonderful opportunity that I feel like, I can take with me into the world, and that was all thanks to Penn State. So.
Great. So something I heard during that was that you do both comm radio and you're clearly our news producer here at PSN News. How did you go from digital print journalism to being so involved within the broadcast side, and why should people get involved with something such as PSN News when it might be different for them, such as your major?
Right. It was an interesting thing. Yes, I'm a digital print journalism major. This is actually only my third semester here at University Park. I did 2 years at Penn State Berks, which is a branch campus through the university in Reading, Pennsylvania. And when I got here junior year last fall, I didn't really have any friends. I didn't really, talk to anybody. And then I was at the College of Common Involvement Fair, and I saw the PSN News banner, and I said, okay, why not? Screw it. Let's try it out here. And I came in and I auditioned for Anchor, and it was just really, really fantastic. And I just found a home here. I do like writing more though, so that's just that's my thing. That's why I'm at the Collegian and I've been at the CDT and things like that. But I think there's a real opportunity here, both at PSN News and in the broadcast department in general, to get a reel going and get a portfolio going and to really get some professional quality video for your reel, for your portfolio, for your resume, to put out there into the professional world and really get a professional product going before you even have a job. So it's a really, really great opportunity for anyone to get involved with. I mean, here at PSN News, we have freshmen that are already on air. They're getting a head start right now. So it's been really, really great so far, I'd say.
Awesome. So the next question I have for you is very important. Would you rather fight one full-size Luke Lacher or 10 miniature Luke Lachers, and why? How many Luke Lachers could you take? 6, perhaps?
I'd say 10 miniature Luke Lachers, because you could kick them all and things like that. So I think that yeah, one Luke Lacher would be too hard. So
That's all the time we have for now. Thanks so much for joining us, Mike.
Of course.
Stay tuned.
After multiple deaths potentially linked to vaping reported in the United States, the Trump administration is now preparing a ban on e-cigarettes. Federal health officials have called for e-cigarette restrictions after the outbreak of a mysterious lung disease which has killed at least 6 people and sickened hundreds of others, potentially tied to vaping and e-cigarettes. The FDA is now finalizing efforts to remove wide-scale flavored e-cigarettes from the national market within 30 days. U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar said in a statement, quote, "We will not stand idly by as these products become an on-ramp to combustible cigarettes or nicotine addiction for a generation of youth," end quote.
Justin Trudeau was on the streets of Toronto Friday afternoon trying to win back support after a recent scandal. The Canadian Prime Minister has recently been identified in 2 separate photos from the early 90s and 2000s wearing blackface and brownface for school plays. Trudeau was taking selfies, hugging supporters in Ontario's capital after he faced harsh criticism from all over the world. The Prime Minister is up for re-election on October 21st, and time will only tell if the scandal will hurt his polling numbers going forward.
3 are dead and 4 remain hospitalized after a group drug overdose occurred in a Pittsburgh apartment Sunday. Paramedics responded to a 911 call of an unconscious man in an elevator in an apartment. The man was pronounced dead at the scene yesterday morning. Another man a few blocks away was found, quote, somewhat conscious, with similar symptoms to the previous victim. The 2 men were traced back to a South Side apartment where 5 other victims were found seemingly overdosed on drugs. All of the victims were found with matching orange wristbands, which at first stumped authorities, but is now saying that the wristbands possibly came from a concert. Police say they are concerned with a new lethal batch of drugs potentially going around in the community.
On Friday, thousands of people stood outside the gates of the mysterious Air Force facility, Area 51, all with alleged intention to storm it. The movement started as a fake Facebook event created in June when over 2 million people signed up to storm the government facility and, quote, see them aliens, citing that the authorities, quote, can't stop us all, end quote. In reality, only 3,000 people showed up, and after being warned by Nevada State Police not to cross the gate, no one ended up doing much of anything. There was one alcohol-related event, and one woman was briefly detained for approaching the gate, but she was released shortly thereafter.
And that's all for tonight on PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter at PSN News.
Have a good night, Penn State.